Hey everybody, we're going to do a quick Half Price Books physical media haul update video. I have not been doing these lately. Even though I've taken 3 or 4 trips over to that store since the last time I did one of these. I've been working with green screen technology, trying to learn how to do it better because it's kind of fun. It allows someone who wants to make little films a lot of freedom and going wild with your imagination, and that's kind of something I want to do. And even if nobody watches it, I'll enjoy those things. So let's go quickly through this stack. I got the Sibelius Second Symphony. I don't know how my lighting is doing, so I'll try to vary up the position of the item. This is the Second Symphony of Jean Sibelius, or Jan Sibelius. This is Leonard Bernstein's New York Philharmonic performance from the 60s, I'm assuming, on that Great Performances label. I'm sure this has been re-released in different forms or different packages, different repackagings, as all of Leonard Bernstein's CDs are, or music recordings are. I thought I owned this, so I bought this to sell, but it turns out I don't own this. It seems like I may have owned this at one time on LP, but there you go with that. There's the back. This was $2. I spent a little more on that. I know, $2, right? So I'm kind of glad I got it, though. And I don't remember the performance, so I've got a lot of great performances of it. You know, everybody knows the standard litany of great performances of that piece. You know, you've got George Szell and a bunch of others who do a very good performance of that. So next we have Carl Nielsen Symphony No. 1 and 4 with Paavo Berglund and the Royal Danish Orchestra on RCA Victor. Is that gold seal? I can't read. It's red seal, but it's that blue label. There you go. I don't know if you could see that. This is not a common one to run across. I only paid $1 for this one, so that should be good. Midsummer Night's Dream. This is Neville Marriner on Philips. This is Mendelssohn. This is a good performance. I already own this. This is definitely one I bought to sell. This was $1 as well. This is on Philips, as I say. Very nice performance. The kind of music you would expect that Neville Marriner could pull off with aplomb and elan, as it were. Hips of Tradition, Tom Z from Brazil. He was an experimental avant-garde pop artist. This is on Luca Bop, that Warner sub-label that David Byrne had when Luca Bop was putting out a lot of world music compilations. He did the Brazil Classics and the Psychedelic World Classics series. I think this was maybe part 5. Yeah, it's Brazil 5. This is part 5 of the Brazilian series. There was a previous one to this with Tom Z. I'm not a big fan of Tom Z, even though I like Brazilian music. This is a little weird for me, and I like weird, don't get me wrong, but this is not weird in the way I like necessarily. Not that there aren't some beautiful tracks on these. I bought this for $1, and I'm going to sell this. I was thinking of pairing this up with another Tom Z disc and make it a nice bulk. The Hips of Tradition, it's called. Luca Bop is the sub-label. David Byrne of the Talking Heads was really into those world music compilations. There was also one devoted to Cuban music that's very good. It has some really great compilations there, and the Brazilian ones are too. This is a special find at $1. This is a double disc set of the Brazilian singer Simone Bittencourt de Oliveira, to be more precise. This is sort of her biggest hit, sung in Portuguese and in Spanish, I think. It says Espanol, yeah, Portuguese y Espanol. She's great. I wanted to do a whole thing on her because she deserves to be talked about in the same way that maybe people like Elis Regina and Gal Costa and Caetano Veloso get covered, because she has a unique voice and I really love it. So here's a novel we got on Signet Classics, The Moonstone by Wilkie Collins. There you go. This is probably his most acclaimed novel. It's a mystery novel. I'm not a big fan of mystery novels, but because this always gets on literary classics lists, I've never owned this, and I wanted to have this finally. This was $1. It's in beautiful condition, pretty close to new. and it's a manageable size. Some editions of the Moonstone, the hardcovers get enormous. This one's nice and manageable. It's clean as a whistle, and I'm almost afraid to crack it because I want to keep it that way. But I also have The Woman in White, which is his other famous novel. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm done collecting him because I have his two most acclaimed books. We have William Saroyan's The Human Comedy. This came out around 1943, I think. I'm going to take the price label off so you can see it better. There we go. William Saroyan, The Human Comedy. This is one of those bestsellers from the World War II era. This was highly acclaimed in its day. It was a, I guess, sentimental favorite of the population at the time. And it's kind of forgotten. Saroyan's one of those guys nobody talks about anymore in literary circles. But this is a really nice edition. Look how it's got illustrations a little bit for each chapter. Really nice, kind of a vintage font and design on it. Very classy. I don't have any Saroyan in my collection, I don't think, until now. And this is probably the one to get if you're going to get any. So I'm really happy to have that. Another notable movie on VHS from 1994, Eat, Drink, Man, Woman, directed by Ang Lee, when Ang Lee was really kind of hot in the indie scene. This is in impeccable condition. Really brand new condition, like it was never played. The owner has marked his name inside the box. Other than that, it's pretty much pristine. I'm pretty sure I never saw this, even though it was on my list to watch for many years. A nice thing to find. It's not really a foreign movie. It's an American movie, but it's about a Chinese family. Joyce Cooling, Keeping Cool. She's a guitarist and singer, I guess. I've probably heard her before, but I don't remember. This was $1. It's a jazz CD, and I don't have anything by her, so this will be fun to experiment with and see how that goes for me. Larry Carlton, Alone But Never Alone on, I believe, MCA. I need the glasses, people. Yes, MCA Master Series. Alone But Never Alone by Larry Carlton. Kind of fusion-y jazz from, I guess, the 80s. There you go. I feel like I've sold this before. I don't remember if I liked it or not. Some of that kind of 80s jazz can be good, sometimes not. You know, kind of the new agey adjacent jazz fusion. We have Mozart's Piano Concertos 20 and 21 on the RCA Papillon sort of mid-range budget series. This is the Geza Anda pianist version. This is the one that got on the movie Elvira Madigan, the Swedish movie. So this is a very famous recording of those pieces, of that piece in particular. And finally, Gary Wright, The Dreamweaver. Dreamweaver was a gigantic hit in 1975. It almost made #1, but it was held down by, I can't remember what song. But in the 70s, if you got to #2, that's kind of a monster hit. And it's a great song, great record. We would refer to this, I guess, as yacht rock, soft rock. But anyway, it sounds really good on this CD. This is a Warner Brothers CD. He had another hit on here called Love is Alive, which I didn't remember until it hit the chorus, and then I'm like, oh yes, I know this song. So he had 2 hits. I always call him a one-hit wonder, but there's 2 hits on here. And I always thought of him as this was all he ever did, but no, he was in Spooky Tooth, and he had a long career in music. He died recently, R.I.P. Gary Wright. He was well known by musicians. I think Ringo Starr tweeted at his obituary a well wish and a blessing and so forth. So anyway, that's the haul for today. Hope that was interesting to you.